Hey there, everyone. So right now is the third live of the night. Earlier, we were on Justin's YouTube channel, then his Facebook group, then a half-hour break, and now to the normal tent talk. So how'd you think your lives went earlier, Justin?
It was good. We got almost like 30 people at one point on the live stream and Party Rental Knowledge group on Facebook. Then I had the stream on my channel wasn't as crazy, but it's as expected because I actually didn't do a lot of the things I was supposed to do
Right.
for pre because I was supposed to put I should have put that video up a day before to get people into that one, like I did the Facebook one. So there's a lot of stuff that people really don't understand how much time and effort we really put into doing all this for everybody. And a lot of people do appreciate it as well, though. There's people that don't, but there's people that like, oh wow, put a lot of time into this, and we really do.
Right. We got one person in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but 2020 Party Rentals is a new patron of mine. I don't know your name because you signed up as 2020 Party Rentals in my patron as well, Patreon. But I went and left you a review. So what I do, like I've done this a few times. I posted on YouTube or Facebook. Leave your name of your business and the town you're in. You gotta leave the town. You can't just leave the name of your business because then I can't find you. And then I go leave a good review. And people have done it back for me because basically, we don't get that many reviews unless you really, really ask. And then even then, people don't do it. But people really go when there's a bad review or, something bad happened, which is bound to happen, a few times a month. They go leave a bad one and then tank your score. So for all my patrons and actually anyone, if you want to go on my Instagram and leave, send me a message of your party rental company and where you're at, I'll leave you a good review.
It's awesome too. I do the same stuff now and then to get my Facebook page up and going and get more likes and reviews. And it's funny because I did that in the one group, and then like you already know how aggressive my market is over here. It's not even the dude that we think that we're like you think I'm talking about. It's somebody totally different. Like I have a couple people that it's tit for tat over here for say, but he's like, oh, isn't it wrong for you to, isn't that like considered a fake review, even though it's a good review and all that stuff? And like everybody and their mother does that in all these groups, like all the time. But just let me ask for it, and the people in my area just go right for the neck. It's
probably like the first 12 reviews, or I say 12 because you just typed 12. Probably like the first 5 reviews was like friends and family, and they never rented anything from me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm first year, come right for the throat. Like they don't care. Right. I have a very aggressive area, but I love it.
So I know their name now. It's Ambler. No, they're from Ambler. I already went and gave you your review.
Is it 2020 Party Rentals, the company?
Yeah, 2020 Party Rentals. I went and reviewed them. I think.
What happens in 2030?
Right.
Review when 10 years.
2020.
I'm not picking. It's 2020 Vision. I'm not picking on your name, your company, or anything.
Oh yeah, Hire from Australia, Orange, PA, Hire. So in other countries, they don't call it rental; they call it hire. You hire a tent, or hire a bounce house.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Actually, I love. I'm trying to get more people on our channels too from the other countries and the other places to give more because it's weird because you can get a bounce house for $200 insured for the year, just one single bounce house in the UK.
Right.
And you can buy a bounce house for like $400 in the UK. So $600, you're insured and have the equipment for a year. So the whole market's totally wild over there. It's different. Then they got people that are more traditional rental companies. And in Australia, I'm still learning a lot about Australia, to be honest with you. But there's a pretty big rental market for inflatables and tents in Australia. Like it's pretty, you know what I mean? They're pretty westernized if you think about it.
They're 100% westernized in Australia.
Well, no, go to the Outback and you're gonna get, you know what I mean? They're not 100%.
Okay.
And Australia is weird because they're it's like it's one big desert, and then you got all the cities and populations are near the coast.
How much do you guys charge for 10 by 10 pop-up tents? Should I just call around and just see what they're going for my area? So I charge 150 for, no, was it? I forget. Nope. 150 is my normal frame tent, 10 by 10 frame tent. I think I'm only charging 60 or 70 for the pop-up just because generally the pop-up's going somewhere where another tent is going and it only takes a few minutes to set up. But yeah, you should call around. If you don't want your number to be found, have some friend call or email from some different email address and say, hey, can you send me a price sheet? And then just go a few dollars less. Don't go super, super low because then you're just leaving money on the table. People will go with you even if you're $10 less than the other person because you're $10 less. If you go $50 less, then you're just leaving money.
Yep. You don't want to leave money on the table. And here's another thing too. Like I was just talking about him on my other channel, like bounce houses for me or my area go for $165. Tents, I'm at the same price with everybody on tents. Tents is a different story. I think tents are actually underpriced in my area compared to how much I think they're worth. You get like what, $225 for a 20 by 20. I think it should be more money than that. But I hear that's pretty decent, honestly. But that's my opinion. But it's like, yeah, I priced myself this year at 150. And now I'm going right to 165, and I'll offer a little bit of a discount because he offers the discounts too. The guy that's at 165, and it goes down to about 150. So it's two different ways of thinking. But you can always, like I said, the other one, you can always negotiate down. You can't negotiate up for the most part without adding more value.
So Orange PA does mostly audiovisual. They do some 10 by 10s. So he's thinking about getting a few for spring. I suggest one certain company, Euramax, their high-end one. But if you're just kind of trying to test the market, you can get the ones from Walmart or Bass Pro Shops or the lower end, maybe for like $100 to $200. Get that, see how it goes. And if it really takes off, I would suggest getting the more expensive ones from Euramax. They're going to last longer and they just will stay up and not cause you issues.
And just because, okay, so you hear people say, hey, it's 10%. You want to rent the item 10 times to get your money back. Pop-up isn't like that. With these small level items, I try to get maybe even 50% of what it costs to buy it.
Right. Well, I mean,
especially with something that breaks like that, because you're going to want a few of them, and you know what I mean. You can actually replace the parts and stuff like that too. But yeah, I don't want to okay, you can go ahead and buy a game. It's a Connect 4 for about $120, and I know my competition rents them out for $100. That's because you're renting out an experience, and it's insulting to also offer something for $20 that might be missing parts. I'm that one I'm in debate on. I'm going to rent it for $50. I think $100 is a ripoff. Like I said, it's about half of what the price is. What were you saying, buddy?
He just wanted to know the name of the company. I just put it in the comments. It's called Euramax Tents. EURMAX Tents.
Go to his video. Go to his channel. First, you're gonna do is you're gonna like and subscribe to it, and then you're gonna look for. I can't. I asked you what the name of the thing is. I can't remember what it is, but he's literally doing pull-ups in the middle of this pop-up tent, a 10 by 10 pop-up.
Yeah, you can't do pull-ups on a 10 by 10 pop-up from Walmart or Bass Pro, but I forget the price of them. Like, they're
about $700. They're about $700, $800.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
About $700. I remember price. I remember that.
See, everyone always asks me prices on things, and I've gotten to a point where I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I don't care about the price. I just call up a place and be like, I need that, and then they charge my credit card. Like when I call Palmer Snyder, I just say I need 500 chairs or whatever, and they're like, okay. And there's never a discussion about how much it's going to cost. It's just I'm going to pay it.
I try to price things out on my channels. If you want to like and subscribe to mine too, it's part of your own knowledge.
Right. I mean, yeah, there'll be a point if you keep going in this, you're just like, oh, I need a tent. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
I'm buying it from the same company I'm going to buy it from, and they're going to charge me.
I don't buy tent and table stuff not because of the quality. Their quality's hit or miss on certain things. But as far as they have a rental company in my area,
Right.
and they're using all their own stuff. So if I'm using their stuff, but then I don't, and this is what I said, I don't buy 90% of the time. But I was so busy, I bought a water slide and it was paid for within like 2 weeks, not even. And I'm not exaggerating. 2 weeks.
The problem with Fred's Tents used to be, if you guys don't know, there's Fred Tents is like a secondary player in the tent market. They got good quality, but they're not like as big as like Eureka or Aztec or Selena. But they used to have a rental division as well, and then they realized that they can't be selling to their competition in their rental market. They got to focus either on, are they going to do rentals or are they going to make tents? I think it's weird when they do both. Like you can't be in your market selling tents to your competitors and then using your own equipment to like underprice them and stuff. When is a good time to buy bounce houses and tents?
Hold on for that question 1 second. So you're telling me they compete with you too, Fred Tents, a little bit?
No, they used to. Not with me. Back in the day, they had a rental. They were doing
this is the thing though, man. I see there's a catch-22 with this. I heard what you're saying now. There's a catch-22 with this. When you're involved in the industry and you have your own company, then you really start you feel those problems in your pocket, and they're not just suggestions in your ear. Do you know what I'm saying? So
no idea what you're saying.
Okay, how about this? So they designed the heater that's like heat sealed and stuff like that. Like they got that on Fred's Tents. The reason they probably came up with that is because they're an everyday company, and it's one of the biggest problems. Even either way, they're going to hear that one. That's a big problem. It's a weird analogy, but do you see what I'm saying? The people that design good bounce houses and stuff for the most part have a background in rental company stuff.
Right.
The best salesmen have a background in the rental company.
I think you're getting me wrong. Yes, they have a background, but once you start to get into the manufacturing, it's usually most of these companies get out of the renting.
Yeah, I like the people that do rent though too. That still do it.
Unless they're in your town.
Yeah, no, I'd probably it's horrible. I hate people for that. Exactly. No, I feel you there. It is, you really got me there. It is horrible because that's what we were talking about, tent and table. They're really in my town doing rentals, but I don't know. I feel like their quality could be up on par because they used to be with Leisure, and then something happened. I'm not totally privy. I've been told the story 20 times, but I could care to listen to it because some of it's drama. But they used to be part of Leisure and stuff, and then the owner's not, and now he does tent and table. Their manufacturers were the same, or something like that. But it's for the most, you know what I mean? What was the question? Let's get off that subject. What is a good time to buy tents and bounce houses? Houses and tents are different times.
So tents is right now. Basically, every manufacturer, it's in their down season. And they run like 15 to 18% discounts right now through probably April or May. So if you want to buy a tent, anytime, any year, or no matter where you are in the size of your company, right now is usually the best. But generally, if you're a larger company and you need a tent, you usually need it within 2 weeks, and then that's when they get you in the summer with the higher prices.
Yep. So bounce houses and water slides, right now the prices are a little bit high. It might dip down. So water slides and bounce houses and the inflatables is a weird industry. So they follow their own schedule with IAPA, which is the amusement industry too. So you'll get people trying to bring roller coasters to amusement parks and stuff like that, and you're in the same what is it called, conference as them. And that's in Florida. They used to have it all over the place, and now they just have it in Florida and Orlando. So you go there for that show, and that's the IAPA trade show, and they do a big deal there too. But then come this time of season, you have the ARA trade show, and they also drop it down a little bit then too. So there's two different times. If you buy one, but IAPA is the best for water, for inflatables and stuff like that. And then they'll drop it down a little bit again for ARA, but for tents like during the Matra stuff and during the ARA stuff, that's the time you're going to want to buy. Is and they're like inflatables, bounce houses right around November, December, and then this is like February, March, I would say.
Right. So tonight there was supposed to be the wedding planner. Like every single day this past week, I put out a little clip from the wedding planner. I had an interview with a wedding planner. I was trying something different. Instead of just releasing her entire video, split them up, maybe get some girls who are interested in wedding planning to come over to my channel or whatever. But she was supposed to be on tonight, but her grandfather died last night. So she's going to be on next week. So hopefully people will tune into that and ask her some questions. I mean, it's interesting to see it from the other side because we deal with the wedding planners all the time. So that'll be next Tuesday.
Dude, I watched those videos. That was really good. Me on my channel, I try to do short form content and this long form content, both. You know what I mean? For trying to give something for everybody. I don't even watch some of like the long, like these videos. I won't even watch like if it goes over like a half hour, an hour. I'll just listen to it while I'm driving in the truck doing deliveries during the day, just to get more information in the head. And I will listen to them twice or something like that because I miss things.
Right. You don't need to watch
the short, exactly. But the short form content. Well, that's why we're putting this on podcasts. We're saving the audio. There's a lot of things coming for our channels. But as far as
I am not.
Yeah, you're not doing it.
I point a camera at my face. I talk about things, and I do these live things. I'm not doing a podcast. I'm not doing a website.
This is a podcast.
What?
This is a podcast.
It's a podcast, but a traditional podcast is the audio thing on Spotify or whatever other app you use. Justin is going more hardcore deep into all this stuff. I'm just a douchebag who points a camera at his face and tells you the things that I've learned.
I'm going to get him on my podcast all the time. He's basically my co-host right now. I'm basically his co-host. We're friends. We're expanding though rapidly. He hates it. He hates that. Like this is awesome.
Yeah, this is just fun for me. I don't want to.
I'm trying to make it. I'm taking this so far. I'm trying to take it way farther. Like
I'm not spending a bunch of time on keywords and making all my thumbnails look all the same and this and that. I'm just
keeps it real.
Just a douchebag who points a camera at his face.
There's, you know what I mean? You know, you also, and it's not just that, dude. You keep it real too. You got a lot of, dude. You have a venue. You got a catering company. You have a tent company. You got a whole nother YouTube channel that he talks about coin pushing on. He does, like, you got a lot of stuff on your plate, dude. You don't, I do what? I do snow plowing. I'm about to get out of vending. And I'm on YouTube. I do snow plowing, and I talk about party rentals, which is my party rental business. And me, you know me, I got a big mouth, and I never stop talking anyways. So I love doing this stuff.
So I just talked to this guy the other day. He wants to get into the horse trailer. So he's just picking up a older 2-horse trailer Thursday. Whiskey barrels, wine barrels, whatever you want to call them. They work anywhere in the country. I kind of thought they'd only work in certain areas, but they work anywhere. So if you can find some whiskey or wine barrels on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, get them. Usually people are selling them anywhere from like $85 to $120. And you can rent them out for $50-$60. They're super easy.
Buffalo Barrel Company. They'll sell you one.
He's noticed that a lot of companies aren't doing the ARA, which is the American Rental Association's. During this time, they put on a big expo. He's not doing discounts. So, no, yeah, you're right. It is in October now this year, but there are still some companies who are giving discounts right now as they normally would. Yeah,
you just call around. People play ball. And if you know what I mean, just start talking. Listen, this is a very big haggling market. Some of the manufacturers are going to be mad at me for saying this, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And then you're going to have if you buy to it, first of all, don't go to a company and buy something for the first time and ask for a discount. That's not the way to do it. But if you've been buying from a company for a long time, ask them for a little bit of a hookup, some insight or something like that. If you give them a bunch of referrals, that's another thing. But just don't listen. It's a very hard year for these people as well as us. You might think, oh, they're busy and all that. Yeah, they might have sold out of 20 wide pole tents and stuff like that. the average items, but they did not do well. We did not do well. What's up?
Nothing. I just got a notice on my watch. But so rental software. So there's a whole bunch of different answers to this. I personally like just buying the thing and not having to pay a monthly income or a monthly thing to use it. So I use this one called Rentmaster. I've been trying to get him to pay me to keep talking about him, but he's not interested. So Rentmaster I bought it one time for a single-use computer, and then I paid like $500 more at some point to be able to have it on a network so that I can access it from home or the warehouse or whatever. And that was just a one-time plus the upgrade. There's other companies like Good Shuffle Pro.
This one guy just mentioned Bookable.
Hamilton Sotelo is tense, so don't get into bounce house companies.
I'm not getting. Listen, so Event Rental Systems is got both. You can rent tents and bounce houses. I like the quoting system for tents is something that I would use IO for, and they have another thing that's what's it called? Event Office or something like that. What is it? Is that you did it on your channel?
Yeah. So there's the Event Office, Good Shuffle Pro. A lot of people are using Good Shuffle Pro. So the advantages with these newer ones, where it's a monthly thing, is some various online signing, online paying, and things like that. The disadvantage with the ones where you just buy them straight up is, they're not doing like constant upgrades. They don't really do online signing and online booking, but I don't like online booking to begin with because every single wedding is going to be different.
Yep.
Someone's going to have 200 people and they're going to order a 40 by 40 thinking they're going to fit them all in. I prefer the people to call and be walked through what's going to happen. And then while they're on the phone, they just give the credit card and whatever. So I paid a total of $1,500 for my thing, and I've had it for 6-7 years now. For me to pay, I'd be paying 10 times that amount to be using Good Shuffle Pro or something that charges you per month for not really saving that much more time, because it only takes people a minute to call up with their credit card. So
yeah, you see me. I have to have online booking for bounce houses and stuff like that. That's a totally different thing. But then I also have 40 wides on my website, but you cannot book them on there,
right?
Because I don't want, like he just said, I do not want somebody to think, oh, I know what I need. I need a 40 by 100. Like, they don't know what size they don't know, but if they need a 40 by 60 or if they need a 40 by 100, right. And you don't want them booked, but all my 20 wides, yeah, they can go ahead and book them on there. It's all on preference per se, how your market is, what they're doing in your market. Because like in some places they won't do over the counter at all. It depends on your state laws. You might be not even be allowed to do certain things. Right. There's a lot of stuff.
So I was in a different position when I decided to buy the program. I was already making a lot of money, so $1,000 on a rental program was nothing. If you're just starting out, probably the Good Shuffle Pro is like, a few, I forget their price, maybe $150 a month or something. That's more reasonable for you. But if you really think about it, within 10 months you have spent more money than I did.
Yep. And I like the BCN model too, honestly. You can't do any delivery options. It's not going to do your routing and all that stuff, which ERS will do. But if you want a website and you're trying to rank a domain name, and you know for a fact you're not going to quit your day job for 2 or 3 years, so you don't need constant online booking. You just need your weekends booked. Right. Then I would go BCN or something like that, because they do all the design for it and all that. They do all the stuff for that. That's an interesting way to go there, because people push these other softwares hardcore too, and it's like some people are sleeping on them too, I think. And then there's a fit for each one of these softwares into your company in a specific way, and they best like IO is better for the person that's actually got more technical knowledge and wants stuff that isn't cookie cutter. ERS is more cookie cutter. So You know what I mean? You gotta do your research. I tell everybody, just do your research when you're looking into software companies. But there's a bunch of good ones for our industry. Long story short,
I've got a few videos interviewing people on my channel, Good Shuffle and someone else, I forget. But
me too. Like and subscribe to both.
Casey with NWI Tents and Events, he says he's going to be looking into Good Shuffle, attempting Good Shuffle. I just wanted to drop something real quick.
Yeah.
So when they were on my channel, they said if you drop my name, they will give you an extended free trial. I think it was that they doubled, or I think their normal free trial was a week or two. They're giving it like a full month. So just remember when you talk to them, drop my name so you can get that free trial extension. And then you can check it out.
Definitely check it out. Good Shuffle. I'm hearing a lot of stuff. Yard cards. I talk a lot about yard cards on my channel and my Facebook group too. The yard greetings, and that's Good Shuffle. They're all about that too. I hear you can do all kinds of different stuff, and they're keeping up with ERS on top of that yard card thing.
Right. All right. So I got a headache and I'm really tired because this was the day I decided to stop drinking Monsters for good. Hopefully that sticks. So we're going to cut it again next week. Next Tuesday, I'm going to have a wedding planner on. Hopefully we can get some questions for her so she doesn't feel like she's not popular. Yeah, tune in next week, and everyone, thanks for watching.
If you haven't watched those videos, go watch some of those videos too, and you might get some more questions. I think those are some of the best content you put out yet, honestly.
Really?
I'm serious. That's very well organized and very good very good questions. Listen, that was some good stuff, and it honestly won't take you a lot of time. Like, go through them, boom, 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 couple minutes. Like I said, I'm putting more short form content on my channel too because I think it's good, and you really nailed it there.
Thanks. So just to answer this last question, though, Good Shuffle is not a one-time payment. It is a monthly one. Rentmaster is really the only one that I know that is a one-time payment, but it can't do certain things, but it excels in other aspects. So
if you don't know, I'm Party Rental Knowledge. I'm Justin. Got a Facebook group and a website, partyrentalknowledge.com. Check me out too. And definitely, if you haven't subscribed to Adam either right now, it's easy before you go to my channel. Like and subscribe. I
think they're subscribed if they're on here. But
no, this is a live, but this is you can't talk about these live streams. You gotta make these go on forever because people can watch these. We're doing it short.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
But you gotta let them know.
There we go. Good Shuffle Pro, $79 monthly. So that's not that bad. $79 a month when you're first starting out. You may decide eventually to buy outright one of them, so you don't have to spend $79 a month. But $79 a month is gonna do is it's gonna save you money, because overbooking is an issue. If you're trying to keep everything organized in a notebook or an Excel sheet, you're gonna overbook on something, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, I need to go buy that." Or,
now you know why I bought that extra water slide from Tent and Table.
Right, because you overbooked. So these rental programs help with the whole organization. They help you keep track of everything. But what it really does is
$79 a month. You want to check out ERS too, because
right.
I want to check out Good Shuffle.
But like I said, what it really does is save you money because you're not overbooking stuff. Overbooking is the reason why I grew so big so fast. But it's kind of like growing pains, So check. Yeah,
it's horrible, man. And so you're okay. I know you want to end it so bad, but here's a quick tip that when I overbook things. So say I have one bounce house and I overbook it twice. I literally just say and call somebody and say, like, hey, this one got a rip yesterday. Can I replace it with this? And then if they say no, they got to do whatever. Then I call the other person and I try and do it, and they'll probably say yes. And then I call the other person back and then say, listen, I'll just spend 8 hours or tonight, or I'll spend 5 hours and I'll sew it and I'll have it. And then you give it to the first person that said no. So this way you save total face. And if the first person did say no, they think you're wild for spending time repairing it in the middle of the night when you really just messed up. Yeah. So that's a little tip or something like that. You could probably make that work for tents or something like that as well. But
yeah, I mean, I've done things like that where I overbooked a 20 by 20 and I just give them a 20 by 30 for free for it. Or this is actually one of the biggest things is I overbooked the 20 by 30, and we got 3 of them going out, or not. I'm sorry. We need one for Friday, but I don't have any left, and they already went up on Thursday. What I'll do, I totally messed this up. I need 2 of them for Friday, and all I have left is 1. So what I'll do is I'll throw the 20 by 30 on and a 20 by 40. When we pull up to the house, if they got a really big yard, I'll just put up the 20 by 40 and sometimes not say anything. Sometimes say, hey, I just gave you an upgrade because we needed this other one. And then we get to the other house and we know a 20 by 30 is going to be there. So I've never had a problem. It's only if you have an extra tents, because some people have large enough yards where you can just give them that 10 extra feet.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good example.
But all right, guys.
It's done. Like and subscribe. We're out of here. He's got a headache. He quit drinking Monster.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye.